The absolute bigots in Justin Trudeau's government are making sure that injured Catholic soldiers cannot receive the sacraments they need from a Catholic chaplain. And the Liberals are doing it all in the name of diversity and tolerance. I saw this article in Blacklock's this week, and it absolutely mortified me as a Catholic, but also as a Canadian who believes in religious freedom for everybody, as someone who respects the idea that somebody else's deeply held religious views may not be the same as mine. They might not even be compatible with mine, but those views are nonetheless deeply held. Look at this. The military has appointed gay advisors to help innovate religious institutions in the Canadian Armed Forces, says a briefing note. It followed a cabinet-appointed panel's recommendation that Catholic chaplains be purged from the Army, Navy, and Air Force over church teaching that contradict federal policy. We have established senior advisor positions, including an Indigenous and LGBTQ advisor to the Chaplain General, to raise awareness, education, and innovate, said a December 6th briefing note. Advisors were to further promote diversity and inclusion within the chaplain service, said the note, military chaplains. Chaplains provide a safe place for members to be themselves, wrote staff. The Royal Canadian Chaplain Service's primary goal is the care of all of our members and their families. Canadian Armed Forces chaplains work for the person in front of them at any given moment. I see. A safe place for everybody, unless, of course, you're a practicing Catholic. Then it's just fine to bleed amongst your Sikh, Jewish, Muslim, progressive, Protestant, or gay peers. But as a service member, you don't get the practice of your faith when you need it the very most. And all of this was done to address a problem that doesn't exist. Look at this. It's from that very same Blacklock's article. The 4-member advisory panel cited no data indicating the presence of Catholic chaplains was offensive to military members, nor did it estimate the number of gay members in the regular and reserve forces. So they had a solution, they just needed the problem. But all of this is part of Justin Trudeau's systematic war on small O Orthodox Christianity. You see, shortly after taking power as the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau decided that religious groups who did not sign an attestation to the Liberal Party's mantra on transgenderism and reproductive rights would thus not qualify for Canada Summer Jobs grants. This meant that charitable church groups wouldn't qualify for funding to hire camp counselors, for example, so that inner city kids could enjoy summer camp away from the crime of their neighborhoods. You see, according to Justin Trudeau, you had to be okay with drag queen story hour before you could give a sandwich to a homeless person as part of your summer job. But that wasn't all. Even before then, before taking power as Prime Minister, but as leader of the Liberal Party, Justin Trudeau made it party policy that there was no place at the inn for pro-life people, even secular ones, to be able to run as an MP in his party. To summarize, not only does Justin Trudeau discriminate against religious people by using the government funding as a cudgel by which to beat people into progressivism, but he also discriminates against Liberals in his own party too. But this story about eliminating Catholic chaplains from the military, it's particularly evil to me. As a Catholic, at this point, I would be mortified if one of my children chose to join the Canadian military. Because first of all, they're Catholics, so they would clearly be unwanted. But as Catholics, we have the potential to receive 6 of 7 sacraments. Some only receive 5 because one of 2 of those remaining sacraments is of vocation, so joining the priesthood or joining a religious order, and the other one is marriage. And as you know, some people these days choose neither. But one of the most important sacraments, the last one we will ever receive, is the sacrament of the sick. It used to be called the last rites. It's also very important for Catholics on their deathbeds to have a priest hear their confessions. And look, this is not a theological argument. Believe whatever you want. That's the whole point of this video. But if we want a military that reflects the makeup of Canada, and you know what, Justin Trudeau says that's what he wants, that's why he's doing all of this, then he must respect the fact that 1 in 3 Christians in this country identifies as Catholic, whether Justin Trudeau likes it or not. And we all know Justin Trudeau would not get away with this if he were purging Muslim chaplains or rabbis from the CAF. it would be bigotry then too. It's just that that's an unacceptable form of bigotry as opposed to what Justin Trudeau is doing now to Catholics. The men and women who volunteer to serve and potentially die in uniform will not be able to receive the last and final sacraments because of Justin Trudeau's bigotry against them. If you're a Catholic in the military, maybe it's your time to get out. They don't want you there anyway. Leave the dying in uniform for the people who might have to go to the hospital if they get misgendered. Let the Liberals sign up their sons and daughters. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. While Justin Trudeau is busy bailing out his pets in the mainstream media, he's caught at least 2 separate censorship bills to attack independent journalists like us here at Rebel News. We're his loudest critics, so he wants to shut us up. To see and support our fight for freedom on the internet and the free press, please go to stopthecensorship.com.